A decision like this is never easy for a board of directors, because they're a board of trustees, because the reality is we know that every single individual is not leaving totally satisfied with the decisions that we're making.
We're at the Durham District School Board, where just about half an hour ago the school board trustee meeting wrapped up, and they voted in favor of changing start times at 28 schools in the region. They say it's going to mean that thousands more students will be able to access buses to the school, but some parents aren't happy with the decision.
Thank you, and through you, Chair Barrett. The supporting report can be found
increased bus service and cost savings are the big driving factors behind this change. The board says staggering the bell time so that some schools will start earlier and others later means the buses can service at least 1,500 more students with 48 less buses, and that will save them more than $1.2 million. But for some students, that's going to mean starting more than 30 minutes earlier or later than they already do. The changes will affect both high school and elementary schools, and some say it's going to have a big impact on their daily lives.
Now I just have to rush to school, and that's going to affect my study time, my actual grades, and I know this is going to affect tons of families. And I tried today to speak for the 4 families who now their jobs are going to be affected, because now they have to drive their kids to school at ridiculous times, and I really wish they would have listened to me better. But
there's multiple studies that show teenagers need more sleep, but we also see it firsthand in class, right? Like, it hits people different times in the day. Sometimes you see people in your morning classes who can barely keep their head up. Other times you see it, after lunchtime when, you're looking around and obviously nobody's answering the questions because it's really hard to pay attention. And now just with this earlier start time, it'll just make it harder.
I spoke to a number of parents. One parent that I spoke to earlier, he's looking at an additional cost of over $10,000 in additional childcare costs. And these are significant amounts. These concerns have been brought forward. The trustees are aware of it. However, a greater good seems to prevail, and we'll have to wait and see.
Now, most of the schools will see less than a 15-minute change, but a handful of schools will see more than 30 minutes change to their start time. And one of the trustees, Patrice Barnes, did try to introduce a motion so that the 2 schools that would see the greatest impact, that would see their start times change more than 40 minutes later, she tried to introduce a motion so that that would be phased in over 2 years, have it change 20 minutes this year and then 20 minutes the year after. But that motion ultimately failed. Now, 10 more Catholic schools are also looking at changing their start times, and they'll vote on that next week.